Money is a representation of your contribution to society. We are not contributing to this nightmare across the street. We're done with that. Every Christian online, cancel your subscription. Every single one of them. Stop funding this mess. They're not going to indoctrinate our.
I'd also like to make another announcement before we get into the subject of today's program. I think, as many of you know, the Florida legislature is meeting this week to consider the congressional reapportionment plan for Florida for the next 10 years, and that is what they've been called upon to do. But I am announcing today that we are expanding the call of what they are going to be considering this week. And so, yes, they will be considering the congressional map, but they also will be considering termination of all special districts that were enacted in Florida prior to 1968, and that includes the Reedy Creek Improvement District. And I want to thank Speaker Sprowls and Senator Simpson for not only working, obviously, for the reapportionment, but for stepping up and making sure that we make the sunset or the termination on those special districts happen, which I think is very important.
All right, guys, so as you can see there, that is Ron DeSantis hitting them where it hurts, right? And when I'm talking about hitting them, I'm talking about hitting woke Disney, okay, who has come out and promised to fight back against the parental rights and education bill that was passed by Ron DeSantis and the Florida Republicans. They say, you know what, we're going to pour money into trying to reverse this, okay? We're going to go and try to buy politicians to try to reverse this. This is an overt example of Disney basically exposing a lot of the corruption in our system. How these corporations go out here and try to buy politicians to get legislation that they like, that is going to be favorable towards them. And basically they said they're going to try to do the same thing when it comes to this parental rights and education bill. Now, the crazy part about this is that the left historically has been against corporations using their power like this to influence policy, okay? But because for whatever reason the left is supporting the idea that teachers should be able to talk to kindergartners about sex and gender identity, they're actually rooting for the Disney lobbyists to influence politics. If you don't believe me, take a look at Simone Sanders, who's a progressive champion, allegedly, basically saying that she's rooting for the Disney lobbyists.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And I know bashing corporations is popular left and right these days. I'd be careful going.
Oh, my money is on the Disney lobbyists, honey.
Would you
my money is on the Disney lobbyists. Do you think those state legislatures down in Florida are going to bend to the will of the governor?
Did you see what Jared Polis said? He'd love a Rocky Mountain Disney. But by the way, the Florida legislature, the state Senate, just passed this bill to strip Disney of its special access. Look,
yeah, I don't know if that take is going to age well, but Disney is trying to buy Florida politicians, and they said that out loud, that that's what they're going to do to try to influence this legislation. Now, Ron DeSantis didn't really like that too much. He did not like that at all, as he has been on an all-out attack against Disney, okay? To me, you know, Ron DeSantis is really acting in the mode of a Teddy Roosevelt, who was also a Republican that wasn't necessarily friendly to big corporations, okay? He understood that there had to be some balance between the will of the people and the will of some of these big corporations. And I think that Ron DeSantis understands that, right? But he seems to actually really be on a crusade against Disney. As, again, in that video you just saw there, he was announcing that they're going to consider ending the special tax district that Disney takes advantage of, that saves them tens of millions of dollars per year. And lo and behold, Florida lawmakers have voted to end Disney's tax privilege / self-governing status. Now, this is still in initial phases, but this initial vote indicates that it is likely that this may actually happen, right? I don't think that Ron DeSantis is playing around with Disney. I think that he actually really has a bone to pick with them, and he's going after them where it really hurts, in the pockets. So with that being said, let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about what this means for Disney. Florida's Republican-led Senate approved a bill on Wednesday that would eliminate the Walt Disney Company special tax district that has allowed the company to self-govern its land. The Florida House is also expected to vote in favor of the legislation after Republican Governor Ron DeSantis announced Tuesday that lawmakers will be considering termination of all special districts that were announced in Florida prior to 1968, and that includes the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Now, this right here kind of reminds me of the situation that happened in Georgia last year, where Delta Airlines and Woke MLB were protesting the Georgia election integrity bills. The bills that they claim keeps black people from voting, right? The conspiracies that they pushed out there. I remember that the Georgia legislator, in response to Delta Airlines basically speaking out against this, they threatened to take away their tax breaks. Okay, I think that the House of Representatives went as far as to even pass a bill that would strip Delta Airlines of their tax breaks. Okay, ultimately they didn't pass it though. Okay, but it was just like a warning that, hey, if you keep speaking out, we could hit you in the pockets, right? We could hit you where it hurt. Hopefully the Florida legislator is moving forward with this stuff. Okay, because honestly, I don't think Disney should be allowed to have a special district like that anyways, to be quite honest with you. But this could be one of those moves like the Georgia lawmakers made as a warning shot. That's what it could be. However, it is expected that they're actually going to take it up in the House and it's going to pass. So we'll see. Let's read a little bit more about it, though. The special tax district allows Disney wide range autonomy, including over local police and fire departments on the land where its theme park sits in Orlando. It currently saves the company tens of millions of dollars a year in exemptions from various regulations, taxes, and fees, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing a person familiar with the company's finances. The Reedy Creek Improvement District was created in 1967 in an effort to support and administer various aspects of economic development and tourism within district boundaries. Under the agreement, Disney has been responsible for overseeing environmental protections and public services, as well as operating and maintaining public roads and bridges. The legislation, which passed the Senate 23-16, would eliminate the arrangement in June 2023. It would affect approximately 6 districts in the state. However, Reedy Creek is the only one linked to a high-profile company, the Journal reported. Disney did not immediately respond to the Post's request for comment. The Republican-backed move is the latest salvo in the ongoing clash between DeSantis and Disney over recently enacted legislation banning instruction related to gender identity and sexual orientation for kids in kindergarten through the 3rd grade. While supporters of the law argue it shields young children from inappropriate sexual subject matter, critics, including Disney, claim it is discriminatory to the LGBTQ community. Quote, Florida's HB 1557, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill, should never have passed and should never have been signed into law, Disney said in a statement late last month. Our goal as a company is for this law to be repealed by the legislature or struck down in the courts, and we remain committed to supporting the national and state organizations working to achieve that. AKA, we're going to try to pay for it, right? We're going to try to buy politicians. We're going to try to buy some lobbyists, and we're going to use our money to try to get this thing overturned. The statement added that the company is dedicated to standing up for the rights and safety of LGBTQ plus members of the Disney family, as well as the LGBTQ plus a community in Florida and across the country. DeSantis has since accused Disney of trying to impose woke ideology in the state. Disney has alienated a lot of people now, DeSantis told reporters earlier this month when he first floated the idea of eliminating the special tax district. And so the political influence they're used to wielding, I think it has dissipated, the governor added. And so the question is, why would you want to have special privileges in the law at all? The governor added, and I don't think that we should. Yeah, so Ron DeSantis, again, is channeling his inner Teddy Roosevelt here. Okay, and this is a trend that I think you're going to start to see a whole lot of Republicans take up, okay? They're going to start being like, hey, you know what? We used to be all for special taxes and stuff like that for corporations. But if you guys going to go woke, if you guys are going to literally go against the will of the people, because even Democrats agree with this bill, then you know what? We're just going to eliminate those special tax breaks that we gave you guys. Okay? That's what we're going to do. And once again, this is Ron DeSantis leading the way. He's showing the Republican Party what the new Republican Party should look like, what the new Republican Party should be doing. And the new Republican Party stands up to big corporate America, particularly woke corporate America. That seems to be what DeSantis is setting the stage for, okay? Again, this guy is just leading on all aspects, and it's just an amazing thing to watch. It really is, because what he does, everybody else follows. I mean, it's just what it is. The guy has really taken on a leadership role, specifically in regards to legislation, and that's probably one of the most important aspects of politics in general. I mean, it all comes down to legislation, right? Policies, okay? That's the whole point of politics. So This guy, again, is making moves. We don't necessarily know if it's going to pass the House. It seems like it is. I mean, I hope that Ron DeSantis would come out here and talk big game about how he's going to get rid of this, and then it ends up not passing. And it seems like the Republicans in Florida, they kind of move with Ron DeSantis. If Ron DeSantis say, hey, we're doing this, they do it. And I don't see why this would be any different. But, hey, we will see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.